everyone, welcome back to my next video. As you can see, we're still doing remote interviews with folks, and today we're meeting Lovell and Paris from their YouTube channel, Novel Kulture. So welcome, guys.
Thank you very much. How's it going, Bob?
Good. Now, this is going to be our third video that we have put out. We put out a general interview, and then we put out a tour. And this is going to be a little different. We're going to talk about being Black van dwellers in America and what that means and how it's different. So I really appreciate you guys being willing to talk about this to the public, because it's a subject we don't want to avoid. We don't want to think, sweep it under the rug and just pretend it's not there. It's an issue. And so I'm glad we're going to talk about it. So let me ask you, start with, I'm always surprised there are few Black people in the community in van dwelling. And do you have any thoughts on that?
I think van life is not in our culture, in the Black community culture. When I was growing up, I remember seeing vans like, what are those one vans? It's like those camper vans.
GMC Safari with the top and the green paint and the stripes on the side. You talking about those?
Yeah, I've always seen those vans, and if I see someone living in it, I'm like, oh, they must be homeless. Oh, they don't have another way to live. Until now that I am 27 years old, I see that, oh, this is a lifestyle that gives you so many opportunities. And I don't think it's the light of van life is shined on the van life community. Like it's not something that we see all the time, and it is not something that our friends or our close relatives know about. Like, we're the only ones in our family and our close knit that does van life. And before us doing van life, none of our families or friends knew about van life.
Yeah, my mom, she said that's what homeless veterans do. And it's hilarious because we're veterans, but homeless is a hard word. It's a strong word. It's up to you to define whether you're homeless or not.
Mm-hmm.
So
one of the things we like to say is we're houseless, not homeless.
Yeah.
Right.
So and for you, it's just your journey to the house of your dreams, paid off and owned outright. That's a pretty wonderful dream. And so what has your experience been as a young Black couple on the road?
For our experience, we've dealt with cops a lot, and we've never dealt with a cop actually while we were driving down the street. We've never been stopped like that. We've always been parked on the side of the street or a laundromat or an open space, a public space. We've been parked at, and cops will come up to us and see suspicious activity, they think, and I think it's harassment. But I just feel like that whenever a cop approaches me, that is harassment. This is never pleasant. I feel like I'm always suspected of a crime and not given the opportunity to actually just talk to a person and have a conversation without me being the enemy and them coming to be the god.
It's there's an understanding that when you choose van life, you're kind of closer to the fringes of society. So it doesn't matter who you are, you still have to go about your lifestyle, in terms of either being stealth or not looking like you're coming to, just that split second perception that somebody who's right there, ready to call the police, which we've been called on because we look suspicious doing homework or doing
That's very suspicious,
or taking a shower at the gym.
In videos that I've watched about van life, like, I never knew about van life until Lovell showed me van life, and once he showed me, I saw these beautiful sprinters and all this luxury lifestyle. And dealing with police are never talked about enough, because I feel like the streets are the police property. Like, they run the streets. So it's not talked about, and I feel like it should be talked about more, because police are always going to come and knock at a door if you're parked somewhere where you don't need to be parked at. and they're always going to come and talk to you if they see something wrong or if someone called to talk to you.
I would say just having policies about your lifestyle is you're making an investment choosing van life, and you want to secure your investment through education, police safety, financial education, just all aspects of your life. Situational awareness is a big one.
And we actually did a seminar this past summer about police encounters. It's on our website, on Novel Kulture's website, and we basically go through our presentation of how to deal with cops and when they approach you, and how to basically survive those encounters that could be deadly.
Yeah, that was a webinar. It was supposed to be an event by the Black Nomads Meet, a new organization. They were supposed to do their first event, but the coronavirus came and ended those. But we did a virtual event in August, and that's where we did our first online webinar, and it happened to be on police safety. So you can check out novelculture.com, and then scroll down. You'll see police safety at the bottom.
Right, and everyone should go to all your social media. So is it all called Novel Kulture, Instagram and Facebook?
Everything. Novel like a book, culture with a K.
So check them out. Lots of good stuff. Well, of course, you have to wonder then because cops approach vans. That's what they do. People call. I most of my time has been living on boondocking public land, but did spend 6 years camping in the stealth parking in the city, and I was called on probably in that whole 6 years 3 or 4 times. This was many years ago, so it was a different time era, different location. So everyone gets called on, but when the cop arrives and approaches and it's a young black couple, it's probably his mindset kind of changes. Has that been your experience?
Well, I don't know anything about their mindset, but we do know how we're approached. We know we're expression. We're creatures of expression. We know when someone's being aggressive. We know when someone's being trying to interrogate you. We know when that happens. So that's been the case when someone arrived. Within seconds, we're suspected of committing a crime. Paris was thought to of stealing this van. I was thought to of stealing this van.
And I had the keys. I had the keys to the car, and they still expected. They said, "No, we got a call that you're still in this van." I'm like, "I didn't. This is my van. I have the keys." But I understand that people could be still in a car with the keys. But I'm trying to explain to you, and I'm trying to give you my ID and my registration. So just listen to me. It's difficult dealing with cops.
It's hard to assert your constitutional rights while also being, as they say, cooperative, and kind with the cops. Because if you're kind, then they're going to push it to the next level. They want you to grant them access to your van. If you grant them access to your van, then you're giving them the right to search your van.
So here we see your website, and this is the one of the videos that you're talking about. So if people want to know more about their rights and how to respond to police, this is the place to go.
And you can also see our van tour for the video that we're in. It's for sale. And the profile there, David Matt's van did a profile on us, and we're definitely proud to say that. So everything Novel Kulture will be accessible from our homepage.
And what is this? It's novelkulture.com. So when you do have an encounter with the police, and it starts getting, and you see some aggressiveness in their eyes, what do you do to de-escalate, to bring it down? That should be his job, but they're not doing their job. So what do you do?
You can never control how someone else perceives you. That happens as a split second. It's before you even open your mouth, it's already done deal. Somebody else that they pulled over did it for you. So it's really your responsibility to remain calm, answer the questions calmly, and don't give them any reason to find a threat in you. Now, though people have followed those guidelines and still ended up on the ground, in danger of dying or being arrested or having their rights violated. So we suggest putting in a plan, putting a plan in place on checking the police before they get there. So uh, for this van, because we're not going to be using the same methods for this van, but for this van, we're veterans, so we have the veteran plate. So that kind of eases. We've talked to a police officer friend of ours, and he said that it doesn't guarantee that you're not going to get harassed, but it does kind of take down some of the animosity because the police officer, he's human too. He's pulling up to a van. He doesn't know who's in it. A lot of people, they think that they know. They might know that you're a black person, and they might be profiling you, but they also might be, you could be anybody, and they're looking to up their quotas for tickets or whatever else reason. So that kind of pulls back some of the fear that the police have because they have used that as an excuse, being afraid for their life. That we're veterans, and then also when they're met with genuine cooperation and understanding, that can help as well. I would say it has helped in a couple of situations. Not trying to be calm, but actually being calm is your best friend. And then also, just a shout out for this van, we have a 7-camera 1080p surveillance system all around the van. So there's 3 cameras here. This camera is, as soon as the officer comes up to the door, there's a night vision, and you can see the night vision lights, camera recording, and anybody can, well, if we send the password, the username and password, anybody in the country that has it will be able to look live. So we don't have to be using our phones, and they say put your phone down, or your camera, and they say put your camera down, even though it's they're violating your constitutional rights to do that. This kind of, and outside, they're on the side and in the back. So wherever we go, close to the van, we've got eyes on us. And even if they're searching inside the van, there's a camera in there that's really great in night vision to see exactly what they're doing and record it.
Do you tell them that you're recording it? I would think that would be helpful.
No, because you don't want, so there's a couple things you don't want to do.
Well, I have told a cop that I have been recording, and he told me to put my camera down. He don't want to be on YouTube. He don't want to be on Facebook. Put my camera down. But I continue to record.
But they can be intimidating. They can intimidate you to put it down. So it's important that when you get pulled over, their excitement is up, that you have your lights on already, and that your license registration is in an easy to get to location. So we keep our license registration up there when we're on our road trips, and when we pull it down, there's a sign that says you're on camera. And then of course the night vision cameras, they'll see those because they're shining their flashlight everywhere. So I think that's enough. And then our behavior kind of tells the message to, hey, not, don't violate our rights here. This is a routine traffic stop. If you were profiling us, this ends now. Here's my license registration. I wasn't speeding. I have the GPS. It tells us our speed. It tells us our location. So, it's just having something to come back. Because as long as you're powerless, then you'll have to pay the ticket, or, you're kind of screwed. So just putting some systems in place so that you have insurance and that you can say, hey, I'm here too. Not just the police dash cam. They don't always turn them on. It's not up to them. It's up to me to maintain my safety and security.
Pre-planning is always a good thing, just that it will help you be calmer. That's a lot of power right there. Now that you've been in the van for 3 years, you've had a lot of experiences, wonderful and some kind of bad. What would be your advice to another couple, older or younger, black couple, Hispanic couple, people of color? What would be your advice to them? Should they do it? Should they not do it? What should they be prepared for?
Don't give a rat's blank, about what anybody thinks. it's the social connotations attached to race, gender, and other aspects of humanity are going to be here for a long time. And if you are waiting on that, or you're on the fence because of that, then I don't know what to tell you. I want to say, do it if you want to do it. Do what you want to do, and that's the biggest message I can say. Do what you want to do. Don't care about what may happen, because you're in no control of that. You know, you're just missing out because of fear or anxiety, or the unknown. You know, and that goes against the grain of what van life is. If you want to join this lifestyle, you gotta not care what other people think about you.
Just do it.
Just do it. Right, right. You know, I think back to the 50s and 60s, Martin Luther King and all the great people back then, and they, you know, they'd follow that advice, you know, whether it was getting on an all-white bus or sitting in an all-white restaurant. They followed their heart and they just did it. And that's what it takes sometimes. And in your own, you know, much smaller way, you're doing that. You're living your life, and sometimes if that's in defiance of what the dominant culture wants, you're living your life, and that's honorable and admirable. Well, Paris and Lovell, thank you so much for having this honest and frank discussion, sharing your life. I know this is something we kind of avoid talking about, sweeping under the rug here in our culture, but boy, we got to get it out and look at it. It'll never get better unless we get it out into the light of day and look at it and share our hearts that this is something that's got to change. And it's real, it's here, and we have to work on it. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and it's definitely been a pleasure speaking about this not very spoken about topic. And people on your platform should definitely take some great notes and get some great value out of it.
Great, thank you. So, folks, I hope you do get some great value out of this. That as uncomfortable it is, that we will listen and learn and open our hearts. So if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.